Tommy, you guys didn't lose too many All-Irelands. Was there, in retrospect, ever anything consistent about the build-up or anything that happened, or was it just better teams on the 2 days that you did actually lose finals?
Well, the first one, we were going for the 3 in a row, 2004. We were after, it was the time of everyone was copying Clare's training methods, where you ran up hills for 2 hours and you did tackling drills for about 4 hours, and there were just cruel training times. But that was the thinking. You trained hard, you turned up then, and you played hard in the match. That was what, towards now, it's kind of diets and hydration, and it's more scientific, I suppose. So that's the way we trained that time. So we were 1-0, 2-0, 3. So going into the 0-4 final, our whole, I suppose, thinking was we trained hard for the previous 2 All-Irelands, we won. Let's train even harder. But we could never get back up to those standards that because, we weren't fresh. We obviously weren't hungry.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the old thing, like, you go to eat your dinner at 5 o'clock. If you have a bar of chocolate at 4:30, you're not going to eat it so fast at 5 o'clock. Well, it was the same thing. You're after winning 2 All-Irelands in a row. You're not going to be that hungry, for the third one. And we were trying to push it and push it. So when it came to the final, the talk was that we were playing these huge, high-intensity matches in training. Cork were doing drills, very little games. So they came into the final then, and they just blew us off the field, hurling-wise, freshness-wise, everything. But it was just beaten. It probably didn't matter what way we trained. Cork were coming with a brilliant team at the time, and they're just better than us on the day. 2010 final then, same thing.
That must have been very hard for Tommy to admit there. Cork were brilliant, coming with a really good team.
They were. Listen, we had our differences. We both had different ways of thinking about hurling, but there's no getting away from the fact they were a brilliant team and very strong-headed guys. But then going to the 2010 final then, like the whole thing came out after there was 10,000 at our training the week before. That's why we lost. But sure, we loved that. We loved training in front of the big crowds. Like we were used to it. Like our standards didn't fall off. We were ready for that final, except for Lara Corbett and all the boys turned up on the day, and there's a tip man, throw him out there. How did he sneak in?
Finally, everybody's unified.
So that's what happened. 2010 final, they showed up. Again, they had a brilliant team, but brilliant goal finishers. 0-9 final, like, it's amazing that Mary McAleese was talking about the nerves for the Waterford guys before the 0-8 final. I was sitting beside PJ Ryan in the Crown Plaza for the 0-9 final, and the two of us were there looking at each other. Everyone else was going out for a few pucks, and I wasn't able to drink me soup. He wasn't able to eat a sandwich, and we were just saying, how are we going to play a final now in 2 hours' time? He went out and gave the greatest performance a goalkeeper ever gave. So I don't buy into that whole thing either of nerves.
Nerves are good.
Nerves are brilliant, and listen, we all went through it. Like that means you're up for it. That means you love the game. That means you really want to win. So you just need to go on and deal with it. Like I'm sure Kenny won 6 county finals. He won 1 or 2 Munsters. I'm sure he was fierce nerves for them finals too. Performed. So what I'm saying is, I suppose for the 2010 final, we just turned up. No excuses. They were the better team on the day, and they're just better. So you can't win them all, like,
Yeah.
Well, I will say, it was a funny story. Like, I was booed coming in by the Galway lads, but what I will say is, my first match for Kilkenny was under 14 in a Tony Forrestal game, and I was marking no other than the legend Johnny Marr. And
how big was he then?
He said to my father, we're still looking at the YouTube clips of him hitting all those lads in that county final a few years ago. I don't know, was it from Gurt or was it Portone? I think it was Gurt, was it? Thomas's, was it? It was the funniest. But I marked Johnny Marr, scored 2 points off me. I remember we were looking at the Galway lads. They had lovely gear. They were kind of beating everyone all around them. That was a Tony Forrestal. We went on and played Galway in the Nina Co-op, which is the under 16 All-Ireland. Ger Farrer was midfield, brilliant player again, scored 16 points. I think he scored most of them from play, from midfield. Knocked us out with that. But this is where the funny bit comes then. So we ended up playing Laois in a Shield match. And you'd be talking about motivations. Our motivation, if you won the Shield, you got a new pair of boots. Everyone got a new pair of boots. So our manager, John McCormick, was on to us, lads, we have to win this, we have to get those boots. So we were playing Laois in the semi-final. I'm not sure where it was. And we were beaten by 2 points with about, I think it could have been a minute to go or the last puck of the game. They got a free out in the 21 at the sideline, and one of the Laois lads went to take it, and I started shouting at him. I was on the goal. You're going to miss it, just before sledging or any of that. And that was our sledge back there. So the referee thought it was David Hershey. David Hershey was on goal, and the referee thought it was him. So he brought David Hershey out from the goal, start booking him. There was no yellow cards or red cards back then, so start booking him. So everyone on the sideline was giving out about David Hershey. What did the referee do? He brought the free from the sideline straight in front of the goal. Crazy stuff. What did the Laois guy do then? Put the ball down, buried in the top corner. Laois bet us and we were going home without no boots. And David Hershey didn't talk to me for 3 years. So that was my good stories. It wasn't always good news when we played Galway.
No, is that Tommy Walsh or Tommy Tiernan?
I don't know if we can follow that. 53106, the text number here. If you want to get in touch, you can tweet us at Off the Ball. Yeah.
Off Tommy, when you're recounting all the All-Irelands, I'd be always amazed to listen to you there. Do you ever make the mistake of going, and in 03, and did we win that one in 03? We were going for 4 in a row in 07, and we played Leitrim. I don't know which one we won. Did you? Got a pair of football boots in 09 after winning the All-Ireland. But do you ever make the mistake when you're recounting them all, and you might say in 09 we won that one, or, you know?
Well, it's not I, because I know how hard they are to win. And what I would say is, like, lads would say, geez, these for the Kilkenny lads are up there with their 8 and 9 All-Irelands, Henry with 10, like, you can get carried away with yourself, you know. But we all have clubs, and like, Ken has 6 county finals. You have 4 club All-Irelands, Ollie Canning.
Make me feel any better, Tommy.
No, what I'm saying is, I'd love to have one of them. I'm wondering, how did Mount Sion win 6? You know, they had Ballygunner and all them, De La Salle, and like, they had to beat great teams to win them, won few Munster clubs. Like, I know how hard it is to win a championship. So that's why I can appreciate, like, what it was like to win. I know how lucky I am to win 1 All-Ireland. You know, and a lad said to me one time, like, you'll be, if you're not happy enough without the medal, you won't be happy with the medal. And it's true. And like, if I never win a championship with Tullaroan, I'll still be delighted. See Sean Kavanagh there during the week, someone asked him any regrets. No, I'm delighted because I gave it everything. And I'm the same. And Ken, you look at the Waterford lads, like, they won the minor All-Ireland in 2013 for the first time since the 40s. They won the under-21 2016, first time since 1992. I don't think them lads would have won them All-Irelands without these lads. So, like, what they did for hurling, and especially hurling in Waterford, was unbelievable. I know they didn't win the All-Ireland. There's another saying, I'm coming out with all these sayings today, but you give a lad a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a lad a fish, you feed him for life. Well, Ken McGrath, you know, that's what they did for Waterford. So...
Tommy, if Tommy wants a club All-Ireland, I'll give him 1, but he'll have to give me 3 All-Irelands.
It's a fair trade.
I'll give you 8 of them.
Okay, the texts are starting to come in. Daithi need have no worries. The Offaly team he played on were brilliant. I remember Daithi and Andy Comerford landing haymakers on each other in the middle of Croker. He put McGregor and Mayweather in the halfpenny place. Great show, says Sean Maher in Wexford. There's a lot of you fighting and splitting people.
I watched a thing today on YouTube. I know it's Christy Hellebert here. I played against Christy back the years, but there was an interview. Some fella rings him and talking about a match that he refereed, maybe touched it. But it was one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard. Is it a set-up on Christy? Some fella that's going to back him at a county board meeting and give us your take on what happened in the game. And I think Johnny Matter's name actually came into it. Did he hit him with the hurl? And Christy Hellebert went, no, he didn't actually. No, the 2 of them were flaking away, but not in contact whatsoever. And he says to him, you know, and he gets, when you're listening to it, it was a setup. It was hilarious to listen to it. Listen to it if you haven't heard it. And he says, he went into it and he says, Christy, we're too soft in Galway now. Fucking are too soft. That's what's fucking wrong in Galway. We're not flaking hard enough, like, you know. But it's hilarious to listen to it, how you can get caught out. But it was different back then. I said to Tommy today, I can remember years ago on Bord on a Saturday night going down to town thinking it was a great lad, all out for a good night because I'd played a great game. I hadn't hit the ball once, but I broke 4 hurls. And in town, a great lad, you know. How did Regan go today, centre forward? Fuck me, he broke 4 hurls. He hurled fucking great, like. And you'd actually be believing this yourself. And you think back in the game afterwards and you go, I never fucking hit the ball once. But you were walking down the town like this, like it's all changed now. It's all changed, but
It's all changed.
it's great to look back as well. You know?
It really is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Tommy was the only one that did it in the noughties.
We missed that one. I don't know if it was safe or not. Right, this one here. Ask Ollie, did the bullet from Belmullet keep him scoreless in a Galway RTC training match in 1995?
Probably did. It probably did, yeah. That's a long time ago. When was it? 95?
Yeah. Is there a story behind this, or is it just a good name, the bullet from Belmullet?
I'll have to come back to you on that, chair.
Some fella just delighted that you've read it out.
Yeah.
He's drinking pints with his mates now. Go, oh, I'm on the radio.
My memory isn't the best. I'd have to check that item.
You don't have the same photographic memory that Tommy has for games and dates and...
No.
You had no boats.
Mike and Claire wants to know, ask Daithi, is it true Offaly only started to beat Limerick as soon as he came off?
It is actually.
Beat them on the scoreboard, Ger? Or
If my daughter's listening, I went off with an Achilles after giving an exhibition for 15 minutes. That's what happened. And yes, we did go ahead after I went off, but I contributed to the comeback.
Yeah. You tired them out for the first 10 rounds.
Yeah, turned it around completely.
Yeah, and then it was Floyd Mayweather in the last couple of minutes of that one. Is that true, Ken, though? The whole point about, if you're not happy without the medal, you wouldn't be happy with it. Like, it seems like that Waterford group, there was an itch that they didn't get to scratch. But actually, like this Mayo team now, people have unbelievable respect for your group and your team. Like, there's a genuine love for that group of players that you must feel now makes up in some way for the fact that you didn't actually win in All-Ireland.
They are. Look, I suppose, that team was Tommy and Ollie were in that era. They were a great bunch of lads, and look, we played some great games, and we played a different way, I suppose. And I suppose that's why probably lads from other counties probably like that team, the way we there's a few header balls on the team, they're liable to do anything at times, and I suppose that's the way we played off the cuff hurling. Now, it suited us at that time, and I suppose that's what maybe held us back from winning All-Irelands as well, because we were capable of mixing the good with the bad. But from where when I started out, say 96, I actually marked Garrod McInerney's father, Jerry. It was my first game, in the league. We were a million miles away from competing with the big lads in top tier hurling. So from where we came from to what we'd done for maybe 8, 9, 10 years, we were happy enough. But look, it's still ultimately we fell short of winning the big one. We had enough chances to win it.
Does it matter though now, ultimately? You're part of this wider hurling community, you come to events, people talk to you, everybody recognises who you are and what you stand for. It feels to me like your life is fulfilled without this medal anyway.
I don't know, listen to Tommy, I think I need a big hug up here or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm not funny, I've no All-Ireland medals. I never won a pair of boots. I'm going home straight out the door. But no, look, I don't dwell on the past. We gave it a shot. I said we played in massive games. We played some of the best hurling in that period for 5 or 6 years. Back then, most of the championship games were sellouts. We won most of the championships. We had enough chances to win it. We just didn't take it. So I don't dwell on it. And, I know myself. I gave everything I could to try and win one. So when all you can do is your best at times.
You had a great quarter final. Was it against Kilkenny? Did one of those games go to a replay?
Cork.
Was it a semi against Kilkenny Waterford? I remember Shefflin goes pretty well, scores 2-6, 2-7, but ends up...
That was 04. The lads, I think it was 3-12 to 18 points. Kilkenny won, thanks.
Just 12 points.
But we played in 8 semi-finals and won 1, so that's not a great record, But look, we came up against the best team of all time in Kilkenny, a brilliant Cork team for 3 or 4 or 5 years as well, We done a lot of hurling that time, but look, we fell short. But I don't dwell on it.
Except when
someone get me a tissue.
Except when people ask me about it.
A tissue or a vodka Red Bull, wouldn't you?
I'd say we can probably sort out with both. Right, we're going to give the lads a quick break. 53106 is the text number here if you want to, just to let them recharge their batteries for a bit. We're going to preview the match properly with all 4 of them. It's been a pretty good start to the show, right? Who's gonna win this final on Sunday? They're getting more and more cocky as the evening goes on. All right, as I said, 53116 is the text number. The lads are going to go and have a quick break. We're here live with Bord Gáis Energy, proud sponsor of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship. You can follow all the action this weekend using the hashtag Hurling to the Core. We're talking about that team from '88 and that amazing era, and of course, the late great Tony Keady right after these.